not Lewicki, is it?
That's Lewicki again.
That's his gimmick. I understand they sell replicas of that parrot in Minnesota, so he's got a good thing going. Ball has been played. It is Minnesota. With it, they attack from left to right. It's back to Lettieri. Tino Lettieri across his own red line. Long ball to the left wing boards area. Too far. And it comes all the way back to Peter Mavlik. The ball was intended for Goossens, who has 16 goals already this season.
It was an interesting first attack by Minnesota here, allowing Lettieri to come out and dump the ball and waiting for somebody to dig it out, but Pittsburgh came up with the ball.
Communications gap between Vossmeyer and Mavlik, and Pittsburgh almost loses the ball, and now Marr plays it back to Peter Mavlik. Pittsburgh looked a little bit shaky right there, but it's early, 14-18 to go. Alan Merrick said earlier they want to stop Pittsburgh. They don't want Pittsburgh to gain momentum here. Minnesota wants to try and dictate the game as opposed to Pittsburgh playing here on their home turf. Dave Mackenzie now with the ball at the midfield line. No score if you just joined us. 14:03 remaining in this the opening quarter of play. Bobby Vossmeyer, marked by John Bain, plays it back to Dave Mackenzie at the red line of Pittsburgh. Minnesota, from what we've heard, we're a good team marking man-to-man. They're doing it now.
It's a good defensive team, and as you mentioned, good tight man-to-man marking. It's very difficult to get behind them.
Long ball up for Hagen, off the header into the corner, intended for Vossmeyer. He and Bain collide. Bain coming up with a loose ball up the right wing boards. Vossmeyer got a piece of the ball and apparently a piece of Bain as Marty Templin stops the play. So we have our first whistle, first foul, and we remind those newcomers especially, when you hit your sixth foul, it's a 2-minute minor penalty.
Pittsburgh again in a man-to-man defense, allowing Lettieri to come across the red line.
Long ball off the head of Lucian. Now on the right shot. It's stopped by Peter Mavlik as Minnesota has quickly changed. Gary Etherington, former member of the Arrows, getting that shot away. Here's Hagen, bringing it over the midfield line. On the attack, Pittsburgh trying to change up defensively. Hagen into the attack zone on the right side. 3 Minnesota players on him. Got rid of it, intended for Child, but it was off the mark. A collision along the boards. Hagen helps out. Now Child will get it. Some good hustle here. Child sending it back the other way as Pittsburgh tries to complete the change on the fly. They've got Ostalchik on with Terlecki, O'Hara and Topolsky are the defenders, and now Marcio Leite comes on. The ball played to the right corner for Stan. Pivots into the box. The shot off the goalpost. Off Ostalchik's foot and kicked back the other way. O'Hara heading it to Topolsky at the left point. Now center point. Plays it in for Ostalchik. Tackled away. Back come the Minnesota Strikers, but O'Hara reads it for Leite. Marcio into the attack zone. Draws it back for Adam Topolsky. Adam holding it for Marcio to Terlecki, but he can't turn. He's got a man all over him, and that man was Ray Hudson. Strikers bring it back up the field. Ricardo Alonso into the attack zone. Now plays it back into the neutral zone. Ray Hudson in for Usian, fouled by John O'Hara. This Minnesota team started out as the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, but they couldn't find a good enough facility to play year-round by that indoor and outdoor, and they moved it to Minnesota. They are owned by the Robbie family, the same family that owns the Miami Dolphins. Playing the Steelers this weekend. Ball played in off the boards. Now Leite will get it on the left wing side to John O'Hara. Now for Stan Terlecki, breaking through. Lead ball on the left side. Leite having to stop for it. Waits. Marcio for Stan Terlecki. Outside the penalty arc, brings it to his left foot, stops, goes to his right. A great shot, save Lettieri. Rebound, Leite, great save, Lettieri. He earned his money on that one. Lettieri's way out into the left corner to keep this game scoreless. Forced back by Leite. Lettieri's in trouble, but he got it out for Ricardo Alonso. 2 great chances. Terlecki on one, Leite on the other. Now the lead pass the other way, and O'Hara takes the ball away at the Spirit line. Brings it back in the run. They cut Minnesota on a line change. Johnny O into the attack zone. Lays it off. Leite, a drive off the post wide. Picked up by Terlecki outside the penalty arc, spinning around, and they're going to call a foul on Thompson, who's seeing for tripping. I thought they would have called the advantage. Stan still had the ball, but we'll try it on the free kick. Topolsky, a drive off the boards. It came loose in the box. Leite, great save again. Lettieri on a point-blank shot. Ball played back into the box, cleared out by Hudson, all the way over the shoulder of John O'Hara, back into the Spirit zone. 11:08 remaining in the first quarter. I'll tell you, there's no score with Pittsburgh right on the doorstep with what, 3 or 4 tries?
A couple of really good opportunities to get on the board. The difference has been Lettieri, who has kept them off the board.
And as the ball goes out of play, we take it to a commercial break. No score on the Spirit Soccer Network.
The new MISL rule this year gives a 2-minute bench penalty to a team that accumulates a total of 6 minor fouls in any one quarter or overtime period. These fouls being kept on the scoreboards as the number of penalties per quarter. high red kick, Spirit.
Welcome back to the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. John Paul Della Camera along with Bruno Schwartz. Dave Mackenzie with the ball in his own zone. There's no score, but it's been the Tino Lettieri show early in quarter number 1. 10:40 now to go as Mavlik brings it over his own red line. Pretty cautious. Now plays it off the left wing boards for Kevin Marr. Runs it into the attack zone. Ball taken away. Bruce Miller on the fly. 3-on-2. Spirit trying to come back. Miller doesn't get a good ball away, but it's still Minnesota controlling. Back for Miller in the corner from Bain, and Mavlik will get it off the boards. Rolling right for Child. New unit on for Pittsburgh. Child, Hagen, and Bosmar. Paul Child on the run in the attack zone. He comes. Takes a shot with the left foot. Just missed it off the far post. Great attempt from Paul Child, who normally doesn't take those runs of that duration, and then besides that, shooting from where he did, he normally gets in closer.
Well, Hagen created some space for him by making a diagonal run, taking the defender with him, which allowed Child to shoot with his left foot.
It was a nice try. Pittsburgh almost getting on the board. Now a long shot from Goosens right at Peter Mavlik. Peter kicking it away to Kevin Marr, and Kevin will bring it upfield. Peter's last start was against Dallas 6-1. It'd be pretty tough to fault Peter for that one. Total team effort, and the team did not play well. Hagen in front, and Child will score the goal. So Pittsburgh gets on the board first, and we'll see if this is a good omen.
Well, Hagen got the ball from Vossmeyer deep in the corner, and then just simply centered the ball as Paul Child got behind the defense of the Minnesota Strikers, and there was no chance for Lettieri, and Pittsburgh's on top.
Child's goal will come at 5:22 of the opening quarter.
The assist goes to number 6, David.
Hagen will get the assist for it, and for Paul Child, that will be his 14th goal of the season. I think that's important for Pittsburgh to get that first goal, especially since they were the team putting the pressure on. Here's Ostalchik trying to cut it for Terlecki. Stan was going to the other side. Rongen in his own zone now for Minnesota as they bring it upfield. Strikers, but John McGrain trying to move it up the field for Loda Vegas. Ostalchik will break that up.
The Strikers are generally a very slow starting team. They've allowed 22 goals and only scored 10 in the first period this year.
Ball played over to Leite from Topolsky. Brings it towards the penalty arc, taken away on the long kick, and O'Hara took it right away from Rusian. Up the left wing boards, Johnny trying to get his own ball with help from Terlecki. Stan holding it. Reverses it on the right side. Topolsky coming in, 50 feet out now for Ostalchik. Give and go off the boards. Great attempt. Ostalchik and Topolsky working it well. Long toss upfield now for Rusian, and look at Leite on the coverage way back on a nice recovery. Rusian on a right-footed drive, blocked by Marcio Leite, who took the role of a defender when Topolsky was caught upfield, so that was a nice read on Marcio's part.
Seems like Minnesota is having difficulty staying with Pittsburgh quickness offensively. Minnesota, very strong defensive team that is big and strong, but not very quick, and Pittsburgh taking advantage of their slowness.
Free kick coming up here for the Minnesota Strikers, and now Pittsburgh wants to get those fresh guys out, especially if they can keep the pressure on. Etherington's shot in the free kick is blocked by Child. He'll have to get on his horse to get that. Knocks it back to Lettieri. Up the left wing side. Back of the Minnesota Strikers, Roy Hudson upfield for Bruce Miller. At the red line of Pittsburgh. Knocked back the other way, Ricardo Alonso. Off the near wing boards. Goosens wants to turn, flips it into the box. Vossmeyer knocks it right down for Peter Mavlik. Smart play there.
Right, very well read by Bobby Vossmeyer, coming back into his box and then just playing the ball the way he was facing, into the arms of the keeper.
Ball played upfield for Vossmeyer, sent back to Mackenzie inside the Spirit red line. It's a 1-0 Pittsburgh lead on Paul Child's 14th of the year at 5:22. The assist going to Dave Hagen. It's played back now to Peter Mavlik, and he advances with it. They're trying to commit a Minnesota player to come to Mavlik. That would free a Spirit player, but right now Minnesota isn't buying it. Peter up near midfield. Now chipping it ahead to Morrow, who chested down. Kevin along the near boards, back for Vossmeyer. Bobby looking for room, bangs it off the near boards, gets his own ball. In the left corner, shot stopped on the short side by Lettieri, who ran into Dave Hagen.
Again, good quickness there by Bobby Vossmeyer as he got around John Bain and came in close and a strike on goal.
Bain around the boards, into the near corner. Goosens for Alonso, looked like he just missed it. Now it is Marr coming back, gave it up, but Kevin will get it right back. It was blocked by Miller. Kevin along the near boards, two players with him, trying to pass it out and put it on Etherington's foot. Back come the Strikers. Right side, it's Bruce Miller. Over on the left side, a long shot off the boards wide, off Goosens, but it just went wide. Picked up on the right side, Hagen, a 1-0 Spirit lead, 6:55 to go in the first quarter. Hagen, coast to coast in the attack zone, broken up. He'll get it back off the boards. Now Vosmeyer hustling after it. Pittsburgh really working hard. Their work rate is incredible in this opening quarter. We've got a foul on Hagen as he tried to get the ball back.
Pittsburgh moving to the ball much better and much quicker than Minnesota, and consequently a lot more ball possession.
I think if you see a chance here for Pittsburgh, it is with their quickness if they can keep it up, because you're right in what you said before. Minnesota's slow to react to some of the Pittsburgh moves that have been made on the part of the quickness, the reflexes. Minnesota now bringing the ball into the Spirit box area, but it's kicked out upfield for Child. Child did his best with that. He draws a foul on McGrain. Quick free kick on the restart. Up for Leite, but it's too far and kicked back to Lettieri. Up the left wing side for Alonso. Minnesota just getting used to indoors, not using the boards much at all. Here's an Alonso shot. Mavlik missed on the rebound, and now it is shot up into the... And as we come back live, there's a foul on Ray Hudson. That's 4 in Minnesota, 3 on the Pittsburgh Spirit. Free kick from the midfield line. Earhart Kapp on his first shift of the night. On for Adam Topolsky. Adam had a bit of a concussion the other night against Dallas, so he may not take a regular turn tonight. We'll see. Ball played into Ostalchik, tackled away. It's back to John O'Hara. Back at his own red line, knocks it on the right side for Greg Ostalchik on a line with Marcio Leite and Stan Terlecki. Greg now back inside his own line. Plays it back for Peter Mavlik. 5:40 to go. Opening quarter. We're at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, and the Spirit lead 1-0 on a Paul Child goal from David Hagen. Mavlik now near the midfield line. Lays it off the right wing boards, wants Leite. Blocked by Greg Thompson. Thompson plays it back the other way, and running after that ball and onto it is Gary Etherington on the fly over the midfield line. Puts the Jets on. Plays it into the box wide of Thompson-Usian. Kick back. Now it is Ben Collins. Flicking it right side, and a quick shot and a goal. Ben Collins with a nice assist, and Goosens, the man you got to watch, gets credit for the goal.
Yeah, you can't give a man like Goosens that much room in the penalty box. He was wide open as Pittsburgh defense had collapsed on the loose ball. There seemed to be a miscommunication there as the ball came off the boards. Mavlik did not come up with the ball, and Goosens was wide open and had no problems in putting the ball into the open net.
That's his 17th goal of the year from Ben Collins, and I'll tell you what else it is for Goosens. He has now scored points in 14 of 15 games, and he has 9 goals in his last 7 games played to this point. So it's a 1-1 tie as Ostalchik sends a long one upfield for Terlecki. All over him, but there's no foul. Now there's a foul called on McGrain. That's 5 in Minnesota. Terlecki and Kapp over the ball. Earhart plays it in the box. He wanted Ostalchik deflected out. Terlecki trapping it with the right foot, bringing it back out to the red line of Minnesota. Plays it for Leite, broken up. Usian after it. Along the far side, O'Hara has a collision. Gets the ball to Leite. Marcio at the red line of Minnesota knocks it back for John O'Hara. Tied up at 1. That last goal to Goosens, the first one to Paul Child, as Pittsburgh had taken an early lead. Leite on the run into the attack zone. Back heels at Ostalchik. Right foot. Now steps over the ball. Takes a left-footed shot. Blocked by McGrain. Ball loose. Off McGrain. Coming back out to the midfield line. O'Hara plays it smart. Very cautious. Right back to Earhart Kapp. Off the left wing boards. Hagen now on as Pittsburgh tries again to change up on the fly. Up for Ostalchik on the left with Terlecki and Hagen. Greg moves it on a push to the right wing boards. A 1-1 tie if you're just joining us as Hagen battles along the right wing boards. Plays it back out. Neutral zone. O'Hara has to chase it. Johnny back up on the right side for Ostalchik. Minnesota on Pittsburgh in a man-to-man defense. Greg plays it into the right corner for Stan Terlecki. Terlecki one-on-one cuts it to his left foot, trying to pass it out. Broken up by Minnesota. John Bain leaves it out for Usian. Thompson-Usian over the midfield line. Brings it into the attack zone. O'Hara marking him. Cuts it to his right. Shot blocked by O'Hara, who stayed right with him. Kapp picks it up. On the run. Sends it upfield for Child, who cuts to the left wing boards. Foul at 6. We're going to take it to a break as Pittsburgh will have a power play when we return. It's tied at 1 on the Spirit Soccer Network. Terlecki takes a big shot that goes wide against Dallas, and in a lot of games earlier, the power play has struggled. Players are the same, but John has stressed more movement out there to try and isolate, get somebody free. Hagen, right side now to Vosmeyer. Bobby sending it up for Child, too high. Terlecki along the near wing boards with it, plays it back at the right point for Vosmeyer. For Hagen. Hagen back to Vosmeyer on the right side. To Ian Sibbies, his first shift in the corner, back for Bobby, but the shot goes up too high into the crowd. Closer shot or another player, the point men, Hagen or Vosmeyer. Lettieri has the ball in his own box. 1:22 left on the man advantage for Pittsburgh. Long ball up the left wing side boards. Vosmeyer getting it. Incidentally, Pittsburgh and Minnesota, the two least penalized teams in the MISL. Hagen going to the right wing side. Vosmeyer will get it from Sibbies into the attack zone, back for Hagen at the left point area. Hagen, left side for Terlecki. Stan holding it, reverses it to Vosmeyer on the right. Bobby still with it, right corner for Sibbies. Ian try to bang it up the boards, blocked. The second effort, it comes out to Vosmeyer. Settled for Hagen, a big drive save. Lettieri got the left foot out on it. Nice stop. Picked up by Vosmeyer, 50 feet from goal on the right wing. Bobby back for Dave Hagen, left side for Terlecki along the left wing boards. Stan holding it, still with it. Cuts it in for Sibbies. In the box, it was behind Child. Vosmeyer comes in. Off the boards, just missed on his rebound, but it's out for Terlecki. By the penalty arc, a shot. Nice fingertip save by Lettieri with Child on the doorstep. Pittsburgh coming close, 30 seconds, and then they've got to remember Goosen's in the box if they don't score. Here's Terlecki from Hagen, left wing. Stan taking a shot. Couldn't get it by a couple of players, and it's blocked out to David Hagen. Back on the right side for Vosmeyer. 17 seconds on the power play. Shot too high. It's Terlecki who'll settle it in the left wing. Stan holding it. Shoots it off the far goal post. That didn't miss by much. 8 seconds. Nobody's looking back at Goosen's. They don't want to get caught. It comes back to Vosmeyer. Shot too high. Back for Terlecki, who settles it. Child open. He'll get it. The penalty's over. Off the boards. Nobody over on that far side. Lettieri got kicked in the face, I believe, holding onto his nose. He's back up and playing, and he'll get this next ball.
A couple of really good opportunities for the Pittsburgh Spirit there, but the difference was good, outstanding goalkeeping on the part of Tino Lettieri.
And when Pittsburgh had the shots, they just shot too high. If it wasn't right on Lettieri, and if it was, he made those saves. Good ball, Hudson now in the box. It's shot wide. Minnesota with a great chance. Loda Vegas was walking in. Less than a minute to go in this opening quarter. It's been exciting. It's 1-1, Pittsburgh and the Minnesota Strikers. On the left side, Lettieri gives it up in his own zone. Play back to Lettieri, clears it upfield. Now on the run, Etherington into the attack zone, shot it wide off the boards. He had the Jets going. Ostalchik will get it. Greg looking to lead Terlecki, stand with a burst of speed, but the ball on the wrong side. Lettieri lost it. It's kicked back in his own zone. No one in goal, but Rangan is there on the left wing boards. Ostalchik partially broke it up. Now it's knocked all the way back for Marr. Mackenzie will head it back to Peter Mavlik. Pittsburgh with maybe one more chance to go forward. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. A 1-1 tie if you just joined us. Mackenzie leads it upfield. Banged out by Loda Vegas. Right side, Ray Hudson. Long ball on the chip. Mavlik coming out of goal. Left puts it upfield. 5 seconds are left. Headed down by Hudson, but Kevin Marr is right there. Kevin on the run right side for Leite. That's it. The horn sounds at the end of what? Pittsburgh 1, Minnesota 1 on the Spirit Soccer Network. February 3rd. Mark that date on your calendar, but make a point to get your tickets early. Second quarter has begun. Pittsburgh with it. They look to be the better team, Bruno, in that first quarter.
Without a doubt, certainly had many more opportunities than Minnesota, but Minnesota took advantage of it. One opportunity they had, and they scored, and consequently you have a 1-1 game.
Hagen now on the left wing side as Pittsburgh attacks this quarter left to right, working one-on-one with McGrane. Hagen holding it in the box for Child. He was tightly marked. It's played up for Rusian. Hagen after him, flicked back the other way to Tino Lettieri. Long toss upfield. I shouldn't say long, short toss. It's still in their own zone, and it's upfield for Greg Thompson.
Minnesota, a very patient team, very slow, methodical in their build-up. They defend well, and they defend in numbers, and they don't seem to panic.
John Bain coming upfield. There's a lot of experience on this team. Maybe it's mostly outdoor, but it's experience nonetheless. Quick shot on Peter Mavlik is stopped, and the Spirit trying to come back with Hagen up the left wing side on the run over midfield. Dave Hagen cuts, wants to bring it to the inside, does to McGrane. The shot, score! Lettieri completely screened as Dave Hagen makes a brilliant individual run and scores to get Pittsburgh a 2-1 lead.
Certainly really was a tremendous individual effort on the part of Dave Hagen as he received the ball in midfield, and he was very direct, went directly towards the goal. He was delayed by number 3, John McGrain. He delayed him, allowed him to get into the penalty box, and then with a quick change of pace, got around him and then fired to the backside. And as you mentioned, Lettieri was screened, the ball trickled into the left corner, and Pittsburgh's on top 2-1.
That's what Hagen has to do. Now, he has not scored in his last 4 games. It was nice to see him do that. You could see that if he made the play to the middle, that he could cut to the inside, and that's what he did. And he beat Lettieri, who, as we mentioned, was definitely screened. Marr gets the assist from on the Hagen goal at 103. Spirit coming back, Terlecki on the run from Ostalchik. Takes the shot. Great save by Lettieri. Pittsburgh with a great chance now if they could ever get a couple of goals, if they could ever get the big lead. I think what they could really use is a blowout, especially at home.
Well, they need that killer instinct. They need to score those 3-4 goals and totally dominate the game. Unfortunately, it's always been the reverse. The opponents have always managed to get back into the game due to some disorganization in the Pittsburgh defense.
It's usually been when after Pittsburgh has had a lot of chances to put a team away, too. Ball played now to Ray Hudson in the right corner of the Spirit zone. Mava comes out. We've got a holding call on Greg Ostalchik. Quick free kick coming up for Minnesota. Now they stall on it. Ray Hudson coming in to take it. Hudson plays it right out to Bruce Miller. Shot and a quick reaction from John O'Hara. There was an opening there, and Johnny came in and closed down on the shooter.
And he closed down very quickly, and it came out with a block.
Had Goossens been able to receive that ball and turn, it could have been some trouble. But Cap denied him the ball. On our US Air Out of Town scoreboard, you may have picked that up over the public address in Cleveland. Wichita 2, Cleveland 1. Cleveland, like Pittsburgh, off to a bit of a slow start this year. Cleveland is what, 8-8? They've lost some big ones at home. On the right side, off the free kick on the restart. Mavlik made a save, and I don't know if he ever saw it.
I don't believe he did. That ball came so fast, he just went down and hit his leg.
That's what I thought. It just hit him. Ball played upfield now for Terlecki. Rangan coming on. One-on-one. Stan will beat him. But a great recovery on the tackle, but too much. They're calling a foul and a penalty. Stan limping. Rangan, I didn't even notice that Minnesota was a player down, Bruno, because it looked like Stan was going to have a breakaway. Or are they calling a penalty? Do they have too many men out there?
Well, they only had 4 out there. They got Pittsburgh caught Minnesota on the change. And looked like he was wide open, and then from nowhere, Thomas Rankin came off the bench and then just cut him down from behind as Stan was going in towards goal. And they're calling it as a trip.
We got a chance to look at it on the replay here.
And Rankin very upset with the call because he felt that he got the ball and did not trip Terlecki after the fact.
You know, it looked like he did get the ball, but I think from the angle that we saw it on, it's too hard to... Hagen gives it up for Terlecki. Stan on the right foot. Outside the penalty area, plays it in for Child. He tried to pass to Sibbies. It was off the mark.
And Sibbies was open.
Vosmeyer off the boards. He gets his own ball in front. Sibbies scores! From Bobby Vosmeyer. Quick power play goal. It's 3-1 Pittsburgh.
That was a heads-up goal set up by Bobby Vosmeyer, who used the boards very effectively, passing the ball off the boards to himself and then passing the ball off again to Ian Sibbies, who was parked in the crease, had no problems putting the ball into the net, and Pittsburgh's on top, 3-1.
Ian's 11th goal of the season and his 3rd on the power play. So Ian Sibbies gets back on the scoring column, and as we mentioned, Bobby Vosmeyer will get the assist on it. That is Sibbies' 3rd power play goal. And keep in mind, as Mavlik makes a save the other way, that the Spirit still have a power play. It's 4 minutes. Terlecki now on the right side for Vosmeyer. It is treated not as 2 separate 2-minute minors, but as 4 minutes. Terlecki on the right for Vosmeyer. 1:37 left on the man advantage. Boy, I got to correct myself on something. Vosmeyer to Hagen, down the left side for Terlecki. Will hold up on it. A stand shot is blocked. Now I'll have a chance for it. It's 2 2-minute minors. The first one was killed, but now this is the second one. I'm sorry. It's treated as 2 separate ones. Hagen, right side to Vosmeyer. Right corner for Sibbies. It's blocked. Comes right out to Minnesota's Mike Jeffries. Their top draft choice up the left wing side. Look out, Thompson behind the defense. Hagen in there to help out. The shot was wide. on Peter Mavlik. Long toss upfield. Peter with a great distribution up for Terlecki in the attack zone. His lead pass, though, is off the mark, intended, I'm not sure, by the child or Civvies, and now it's kicked off the scoreboard, which very seldom happens.
It's a very uncharacteristic pass on the part of Stan Terlecki because he does have the skill to give a good ball. And as you mentioned, the ball just got behind Child and too far ahead of Civvies, and it was in no man's land.
Stan Terlecki now with it. Goes on the right side for Hagen. In the box for Child. Just hit him, but there was a whistle before it. I think, was it Child? Somebody may have pushed in front of goal.
Extracurricular activity inside the crease against Pittsburgh. It'll be Minnesota's ball.
The whistle definitely sounded before the shot. 43 seconds left in the second power play. Pittsburgh has taken a 3-1 lead. They've played well tonight. One of the things that has cost Pittsburgh, though, Bruno, it seems like when they've made only one mistake in a game, they've been buried for it. And that's the difference. When the other team has made mistakes, Pittsburgh has not been able to capitalize, and that's hurt them this year. Vossmeyer will come in with it. Right side to Hagen. Hagen outside of the box, holds it up in the right wing to Terlecki, open on the left side. Now he's being closed down by McGrain. Back out to Vossmeyer. 19 seconds on the power play to Hagen, a 3-1 Spirit lead. Left-footed shot up the boards wide. Knocked down by Jeffries, given up to Terlecki. Stan holding it. Wants to take Jeffries inside, does, but the shot is blocked. It comes all the way back out. Vossmeyer on his horse to get it into the neutral zone. 4 seconds left, and Rangen will be back out on the right side. Hagen. Vossmeyer wisely lays back. He knows that penalty's coming up. Now the penalty is over. Right side, Civvies just shot it wide. Terlecki after it. Stan brings it in deeper to the right side. Civvies back out to Hagen. Now Vossmeyer advances. Hagen holding it on the right wing. Still with it. Knocks it back to Vossmeyer at the red line. Now bobbing back a couple of steps. Plays it up for Civvies on the right side. Ian off the boards with his own pass. A spinning ball is caught easily by Lettieri. 10-10 to go. Second quarter, 3-1 Spirit leading. It goes by Child, Hagen, and Civvies. Goosens, the lone tally for Minnesota. Now it's Lodovegas on the run, broken up, but there's a foul on Pittsburgh. You know what? Minnesota doesn't have a foul this quarter. Pittsburgh has 4 with all kinds of time left.
Well, as you mentioned, Minnesota and Pittsburgh, the two least penalized teams in the league. They simply play the game, rely on their skill.
Bain runs over the ball. Lodovegas shoots one in. Mavlik with a save. Rebound. Back live at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. John Paul Della Camera with Bruno Schwartz. A 3-1 Spirit lead. 9:44 to go before halftime. Peter Mavlik carrying the ball over his own red line. Cap and O'Hara, the defenders. Leite, Terlecki, and Ostalchik up front. Mavlik sending it up the left wing boards for Ostalchik. Greg hit it off his handball. Those are tough because that's now 5 fouls in Pittsburgh. You know, in a handball, it's not really intentional. It's not really a deliberate foul, so it's tough, but it counts. It's a foul. It's one of the penal offenses, so Pittsburgh is 1 away from giving Minnesota a power play.
Exactly right. Normally they wouldn't call it, but the fact is that the ball came down to his feet, which means you use the hands in order to control the ball, whether intentional or unintentional, they'll call it.
Ostalchik now will bring it back at the midfield line. Plays it on the right side to Erhard Cap. Cap playing for Adam Topolsky. Adam entered the game. Wasn't feeling quite up to par because of a head injury he suffered last week against Dallas. We got a foul on Minnesota, but I thought I saw Adam when he went into a huddle at the end of the first quarter. I thought I saw him limp a little bit, so I'm wondering if maybe he didn't hurt himself in some other area. We'll try to get a report at halftime. See which problem is bothering him. But Erhard Cap now taking a regular shift with John O'Hara. We haven't seen Adam since the first shift.
Pittsburgh very patient, not offensively, trying to establish the game and dictate the game, and showing a lot of ball possession as Minnesota is just strictly staying in a man-to-man defense.
And as Pittsburgh has called for a foul in the attack zone.
Time of the penalty, 6:10 of the second quarter.
Ones will be out there in the field trying to kill off the penalty.
Well, teams usually concentrate so much offensively that they neglect the man in the box.
Ball played into the corner now, shot up the boards. Quickly, I thought it was a handball on Bain, but there's no call. On the right side, Goosens after it. Jan Goosens playing it back to Bain, but we've got a whistle and a foul on Erhard Cap, and that's 7 fouls in Pittsburgh. Remember, the next break comes on the 9th foul. So Pittsburgh is just 2 away right there.
And there are 8 minutes and 26 seconds left. A lot of time.
Absolutely a lot of time. Minnesota now controlling it. Lodovegas holding it. Comes in, knocks it in, but Mavlik makes a nice save. That's a good save for Peter. He has not been tested in a little bit, and that's a nice one. He comes up big.
And that was a great shot by Lotta Vegas, taking it through a screen and had a lot of power behind it.
John Bain carries it into the attack zone. A minute 16 to go on the power play. Left wing side, it's flicked into the corner. Headed by Wallace in front. Save. Peter Mavlik with the rebound is loose. Marr clears it, but not out completely. Bain keeping it alive. Blocked by Kevin Marr. On the run. Kevin has a couple of players that he's pushed on. That should be a penalty, not a foul. He was pushed viciously from behind, and in that kind of a situation, I bring out the card.
He was actually sandwiched by Lotta Vegas and Goosens as he was going for a short-handed goal.
I would have called that one. Letteria will kick it upfield. Minnesota trying to settle it down. There's no reason to take him down on that because they had 3 players back there, but he was pushed from behind very hard. On the right wing side now, Goosens playing in the corner, off a deflection. It comes back out to Bain. Minnesota getting a good bounce in the ball. 35 seconds left. They'll have to watch out for Sibbies if they don't score. He'll be out of the box now in 30 seconds. Right side, Goosens in the corner. Lucien deflected to the near wing side, Barry Wallace. Mackenzie in there aggressive, hanging on. Played back out to Bain. Mackenzie, by the way, playing in his 200th game. Long shot, too high for Peter Mavlik. A low shot just hit off the near post. Now Wallace will get it back. Blocked by Mackenzie, loose ball. O'Hara will get it. Johnny leads for Kevin Marr, a bit too far in front of him as Letteria stops it at the red line. They almost sent Marr in on a breakaway, and that would have been a great ball from O'Hara. Now it is Bain. Penalty is over on Sibbies. Quick shot off the goal post and in. And we'll have to wait and see who gets credit for it. It went off, went off the post. Looked like it's at 15 Barry Wallace, I think, not 16. Well, we'll wait and see.
Well, the ball came in from the far side
That's a weird
to the
goal.
near side, came off his foot, and then by the time Peter Mavlik turned around, it was in the back of the net.
It's Wallace from Goosens, they're going to call it, at 8:14. So Pittsburgh leads 3-2. But it was a shot taken from the far side. Looked like it had no angle. It hit off the post, and then I don't think Wallace kicked it in so much as it went off his foot. Here's Mackenzie now coming in and scoring the other way. Well, sorry we got behind on that, but Dave Mackenzie came back the other way, and Pittsburgh gets an extremely big goal. To score one just seconds after you've given up one is a big one.
Well, they got Minnesota caught on a defensive lapse. Minnesota was still celebrating as they scored on their power play. Dave Mackenzie, something that matters in those own ends, came across to the right side, went across the middle, and then shot back to the weak side, and Pittsburgh's back on top by 2.
Great individual effort from Dave Mackenzie as an Alonso shot now sails wide the other way. I'm getting afraid to talk in this game here. Long shot in, and Peter Mavlik will get it. Long toss upfield on the left side for Hagen. Hagen marked now by McGrain, tries to bring it off the boards, broken up. Here comes Minnesota. Hudson leading it off the boards. Usian, Gordon Smith on for his first shift, marking Usian. Off the boards, right to Peter Mavlik. Mackenzie took matters into his own hands from Child. I just basically been looking down at notes, caught the end of it. Mac made a good run towards the penalty arc area, let the shot go, and scored his second of the year from Child at 8:26. The previous goal was scored 12 seconds earlier. Barry Wallace, 5th goal of the year, the assist to Jan Goosens. Now it is Mavlik with a 4-2 lead and 5:40 to go before halftime. Ball played up the left side for Paul Child. In the attack zone, off the boards for Gordon Smith. Blocked. McGrain will lead Usian. Mackenzie after him. Mack heads it into the corner. Usian should have been called for a foul. Now there is a foul called for dangerous play, and it is on Usian. Good thing. It looked like it was Minnesota's foul, but if it was Pittsburgh's, it would have been their 8th. Usian doesn't quite agree with the call. He was all over Mackenzie. That's a good call.
Well, he pushed Mackenzie into the boards, and that is a very dangerous situation. Marty Templin, referee, called it immediately.
Hagen now knocking it back for Gordon Smith. Smith in his own zone, plays it back to Peter Mavlik. A 4-2 Spirit lead. If you just joined us, Pittsburgh attacking left to right. This second quarter, Minnesota right to left. Pittsburgh has been the better team up to this point tonight. Long Mavlik pass is intercepted. Collins. Ben Collins over midfield on the run. lays it off into the right corner for Hudson. Off the boards, but Mavlik is right there. Makes it look easy up the left wing boards. It goes for Hagen. Hagen plays the ball into space. Gordon Smith runs onto it. Good lead ball now for Vosmeyer. Bobby off the boards, partially blocked by Bruce Miller, who clears it right back to Lettieri.
That was a good one-touch pass by Gordon Smith, seeing Bobby Vosmeyer making a diagonal run to the near side, and a good opportunity.
And a good play initially from Hagen to Smith. Now it is Minnesota with the ball. Low to Vegas in the neutral zone. Pittsburgh side dishes it off well. Ball played into Goosens and back the other way, but off a deflection, it's right back to Peter Mavlik. Greg Thompson was trying to cause some problems there. Now it is Earhart cap from Peter Mavlik. Back to Mavlik. Now Minnesota picking up on their man-to-man marking earlier.
And no more high pressure. They're picking up Pittsburgh in their own defensive zone, allowing them not to come out of the zone.
But Pittsburgh beats it with a ball upfield. Smith from Cap plays it in off a deflection. It comes back out to Ostalchik. 50 feet from goal. Lifts it into the near corner. Earhart Cap heads it down. He wanted Ostalchik, but it was in traffic and broken up. Leite settling it down, then stepped over the ball and lost it. Marcia hustling back for it. Gordon Smith calls him off. Gordon taking it to the midfield line, but it's intercepted. Ball played to Loda Vegas, now on the left wing side. Minnesota sends Thompson on the run into the attack zone. Plays it for Goosens, but Cap tackled it away. Loose ball, but there's a foul on Ostalchik, and that is the 8th foul on Pittsburgh with still 3:24 to go.
One more, and Pittsburgh will be penalized again as that 6th foul rule goes into effect for the 2nd time.
Remember the breakdown: 6, 9, and then 12, and then beyond. I've never seen it go beyond the 9. Here's a long shot off the far post. Just missing was Goosens. He's deadly. Bain around the boards. Mavlik lost it off his fingertips as he and Cap collided. It's played back out on the left side for Goosens.
Miscommunication there between Mavlik and Cap.
Ball played in near the box to Bain. Can't turn as Cap won't let him. Ball cleared upfield now. Terlecki trying to outrun Loda Vegas. What a battle there. Stan, left side. Had Lettieri out and has to wait. Puts the brakes on. A shot taken. It's blocked. It comes back out. Thompson. I think Stan would like another crack at that for a pass rather than a shot. Not a good shot selection.
But the support came too slow.
Yeah. Here's Ostalchik. Broken up. Craig will get another whack. Lifts it just off the post.
That was a clever touch by Ostalchik, who just simply gently lofted the ball over Lettieri's head and almost dropped in.
Leite now in the neutral zone. Knocking it back to O'Hara. John on the midfield line for Terlecki right side. Stan got free from Loda Vegas. Left-footed shot. Score! What a move by Stan Terlecki. It's 5-2 Pittsburgh. That's a great move.
Well, that's a goal that only Stan Terlecki can score. Loda Vegas gave him a little bit too much room. And of course, Stan with a quick change of pace simply went to the middle and then just picked out his corner with his left foot, brought the ball to the right side, and caught goalkeeper standing on the line. No reaction. Pittsburgh on top, 5-2.
I think you put it best. Very few could have done what he did. All the defender has to do with Stan is make a mistake, and the ball's going to be buried into the net. And that's what happened. Loda Vegas made a wrong turn, and Stan beat him from an awkward angle. Made his move to the inside. Lettieri comes out, and Stan beats him to the near post inside.
Well, Stan, a great one-on-one player. You can't give him any room because he will take you to the cleaners, and he did there.
Ball played left side. Alonso the shot blocked. Pittsburgh leading 5-2, but they've got to maintain their intensity. Here's Child running upfield over the midfield line. Leads it on the right side, Mackenzie. Running hard off the boards. Child with a header, but Miller got a bit more of the ball. But that's the Pittsburgh spirit we saw last year. Alonso on the run back the other way. Mackenzie, what a great recovery. Ball shot wide of goal. Mackenzie had to come from all the way down one side of the field to the other to get back into that play.
Well, he made a run from coast to coast to shoot the ball and came back in order to defend.
Vosmeyer off the boards. Bobby with a great play to get it back. 3-on-2 on the counter. Bobby leads it over the midfield line into the attack zone. Plays it off the left wing boards for Hagen a bit too far in front of him. Hagen broken up in the right wing side. Hussein will get it with 1:28 to go before halftime. Hussein up near the midfield line. Pittsburgh would love to take at least this 3-goal lead into the dressing room at halftime, and I can't remember them having that kind of a lead all season at halftime. It may have happened early, but I don't remember it if it did.
Well, it certainly boost their morale and their confidence coming up for the second half.
Hussein all the way to the near wing boards. That's not a smart pass, but he got away from it, away with it, I should say. Now it's played back off the right boards for Collins, broken up by Child. Cap will blast it, but not out. Kept in, but a McGrain shot goes into the... 45 seconds left before halftime. 5-2, Pittsburgh with the lead. Peter Mavlik at his own red line. Spirit going right side to John O'Hara. Pittsburgh playing with some confidence here tonight. Long ball to the left wing side for Leite. As I said before, Pittsburgh would love to get a big win. By a big margin, it would do a great job for their confidence. Leite now to Ostalchik. Way back it goes to John O'Hara. They have not blown anyone out this year. You recall last year they had some big games with a lot of teams where they just couldn't do any wrong. And this would be a big boost for them if they can do it here tonight to Minnesota. Ostalchik to Cap. Good ball back. Greg on the run. 4-on-3. Ostalchik left side. Terlecki buried it off the far post at the horn. There was about a second left when Stan took that shot. Great play all around, but the ball hit off the...
Cap replacing him, seeing a lot more playing time.
Third quarter has begun. Let's see if Minnesota does anything different. And Pittsburgh Spirit fans are hoping that the Spirit do nothing different. They lead it 5-2. Ball played back to Tino Lettieri. A lot of good signs tonight thus far for Pittsburgh, looking like last year's team in many cases. Lettieri leaves it off for McGrain. They had a communications gap there. One guy thought the other was going to take it, but there's no damage done. Lettieri at his own red line. Upfield, Marr heads it back, but all the way back to Lettieri, who traps it, holds up. Long ball, and it's right at Peter Mavlik. Tell you, that's I'm surprised at that. They're going long ball, but with no purpose.
Well, they're trying to dump the ball into the corners and win it because Pittsburgh's in a tight man-to-man defense. Nobody's open, which allows Lettieri to come out, and then he simply has to dump the ball and wait for their strikers to come out and dig it up. He simply got too much underneath it and went right to Mavlik.
Yeah, if he's going to dump it in the corners, he's got to change his kicking style because that went right to Peter. Here's Kevin Marr the other way. Up the left side, David Hagen with it. Back out to Kevin Marr in the neutral zone. It's a 5-2 Spirit lead. 5 different individuals tallying goals for the Pittsburgh Spirit. Dave Mackenzie is one of them. He has the ball now in the neutral zone. Mack holding. 2 players going to him. To Hagen. Hagen, great ball off the boards. Marr will get it in open space. Broken up. Kevin another try, but he just shot it wide. Now it is Bruce Miller right back to goal. Very dangerous. He never saw a child. Minnesota doesn't get caught on it. Hagen will take it all the way back to the point. To Mackenzie, and now back to Bobby Vosmeyer. Bobby in his own zone. Pittsburgh can afford to be patient. They lead at 5-2.
And of course, they're playing a lot more relaxed and seem to enjoy the game.
Vosmeyer, long ball off the left wing boards for Mackenzie. Heads it into the box. Child tried to head it. Can't do it. Hagen a blast, I was going to say. Blast and drive comes out just the way it sounded a couple of seconds ago. Couldn't get it out.
It was a great volley, really, because that ball was low and headed towards goal.
Greg Thompson trying to leave it now for Ray Hudson. A 5-2 Spirit lead. 12:53 to go, third quarter. Along the near wing side boards, Minnesota getting it. In the corner, Goosens and Hudson banging away at it, but Mavlik is right there. Very steady. Peter rolling it right side for Hagen as Pittsburgh slows it down once more.
They're waiting for the change to take place to bring the Polish line out here. Greg Ostalchik, Stan Terlecki, and of course, number 15.
You're not going to tell me Marcel is Polish, are you?
Marcel.
He's Polish tonight. If that's the
well, this is the new combination that John has been experimenting with, and of course they're seeing a lot of playing time here, and of course accounted for 2 goals.
Ostalchik back to O'Hara, upfield for Terlecki. Stan, nice move to get around his man. Terlecki with Alonso trying to muscle him along the far wing boards. Stan getting it around he and Ray Hudson. Now with a little momentum on his side, cuts it to his right foot, takes the shot. It's blocked. Nice block by Etherington. Stan will get it back from Ostalchik. Chips it back out for Greg off his left foot. Alonso coming back quickly for Usian. They don't have the numbers in the counterattack. Now they do. As O'Hara goes down, Usian on the right side. Alonso is shot way wide. Off the mark. Alonso pulling that trigger.
A poor percentage shot.
Now another one off the boards, and that one goes wide. Earhart Cap trying to get that ball, but it's out to the right point. John McGrain holding it as Minnesota goes to change. I think Alonso was at the end of his shift, and he just figured I'll just crank it. But he should have moved that ball around. Easy to say that from up here, but that's the way it looks.
Well, he had a lot of room, but he elected to shoot and went high and wide.
O'Hara with a long ball the other way. Terry. Now on the right side, it is McGrain. Long ball off the left wing boards. Usian looking for it. O'Hara denying him the ball with a header. Usian will get it back in the second effort. Left point, played in. Minnesota still working it. Out back it comes to the left point. This is Bruce Miller, back heeling it. Quick shot, goes into the crowd. Welcome back to the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. I'm John Paul Della Camera, along with Bruno Schwartz. It is a 5-2 Spirit lead. No scoring in this third quarter. Still 10 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the third. Ball played up the left wing side. Marr into the attack zone. He leaves it out for Hagen as they crisscross. Hagen tries to take a player on now to the left side. Spins around, gets free for the moment, but his shot was blocked. McGrain suddenly closed him down. Hagen broken up now along the near boards. A run back for Minnesota, 3-on-3. Bad ball played back though by Goosens, and it slows everybody down.
And that was fortunate for Pittsburgh because Collins got behind. The Pittsburgh defense was in the crease wide open, but unable to get the ball to him.
Now Collins is all the way back out at the red line of Pittsburgh, knocking it back to McGrain. Pittsburgh wanting to change up. Bain will get it. John Bain, left wing side on the pass. Bain will get it in the give and go, shot it wide. Bain came back in, almost got a rebound. Now Marr will bang it out. Bruce Miller will stop it right at the midfield line area. Plays it on the right side to John McGrain. It's a 5-2 lead in favor of the Pittsburgh Spirit. Miller now to Bain. Bain brings it to the penalty arc. Couldn't split the defense. Hagen running into the boards with him. Bain will get a shot away, but it's blocked by Peter Mavlik. Peter throwing it long. Child off the boards. Waits for some support. Hagen will join him. Paul flicks it up on the right wing boards. Hagen wants to cut to the inside. 1-on-4 it looks like. Pulls the ball now. Shoots it. Nice save, Lettieri. Dave Hagen did a great job of disguising that shot.
And what made it work was that toe shot, which has overspin on it. Caught Lettieri by surprise. It was only a good, quick reaction that enabled a save.
I don't think he expected David to shoot either with 4 players, but there was nobody else around. Ball played on the right side now to Bain. Shot it, and a hit by John Bain. Corner kick from the far side. Out to Miller. Shot off. Peter Mavlik's backing in. Goosens, it was, not Miller, that will get the goal from John Bain. And Bruno, you couldn't have predicted it any better, I guess. Goosens from Bain off the corner kick, but Peter had it stopped. It was another freak goal.
It was off the set play, and again, it was just a little bit of lack of concentration. Pittsburgh set up the wall, but the ball went backwards, and then a good hard shot by Goosens, low to the near side, hit the post, and Peter Mavlik, of course, was caught by the velocity of the shot. The ball came off and then just simply trickled in.
Well, we'll see how big a goal that will be for Minnesota. As play is back on, a 5-3 lead now for Pittsburgh. Now remember, when they've given up goals before in this game, they've come back quickly. 12 seconds, in fact, after 1 goal. Lettieri up to his own red line, now plays it upfield. O'Hara heads it back for Leite. With a flick up for Terlecki. Stan stopping it. Waiting, now gives it to Ostalchik. Give and go. Stan running after it. Gets to it, cuts it to the inside, still moving with it. Terlecki, right-footed drive too high. Stan will settle the rebound all the way out near the right point area. Gives it up for Marcio Leite. Marcio holding it, flipping it. Ostalchik wanted to flip for Terlecki. Off the mark. Minnesota will get to it. Now on the left wing side. Played back in the middle for Usian, broken up. You know, Minnesota's doing a lot of, Bruno, it seemed. There were 3 guys around Marcio Leite. They're supporting their players defensively. They're trying to force a bad turnover as Ostalchik comes back the other way into the attack zone, steps over the ball, trying to give it a stand. But there was a communications gap there.
Minnesota's actually a very good defensive team. They will double team you and put pressure on you. What you have to do is take advantage of that. If they double team you, somebody's got to be open. Yeah. Use the quick one-touch pass in order to have a good strike on goal.
Got to find the open man. Here's a Hudson shot from way out, broken up. Pittsburgh's Cap will dish it out off the right wing boards. Ostalchik coming back in the middle for Leite. Marcio double team, broken up. Usian coming back. Running for goal is Jeffries. Usian cuts to the inside and Cap takes it away. On the right for Ostalchik, a 5-3 Spirit lead. Up for Terlecki over the midfield line. Stan brings it to the inside. Pushed ahead on the left for Ostalchik. Greg holding it, taken down. Foul on Minnesota. No 5, I'm sorry, left in the third quarter. 5-3, Pittsburgh leading it. Terlecki in the box for Hagen. Try to knock it back, but it's right to Lettieri. And Pittsburgh will change up. They just wanted on that free kick stand to be out there for it. Now they send Paul Child out.
Well, it was a set play with a give-and-go situation of Hagen to Stan, but it was well read defensively.
Now the ball played back to Tino Lettieri. Let's see if Minnesota takes advantage of that last goal. Pittsburgh leads it 5-3. Tino tried to send it into the corner. Too high. It's out of play. We'll go to a break. 5-3 Pittsburgh and the Spirit Soccer Network. Spirit are leading it, third quarter. John Bain getting it outside the box. The shot deflected. That could have caused some problems, but it goes wide. Now a deflection as that ball spins out of play. Let's see who it touched last. Last touched Minnesota. So it's a goal kick coming up from Peter Malvik.
That goal has picked up the pace a little bit for Minnesota. They're playing a lot more aggressive and are going towards the ball much quicker than they have in the past.
Peter Malvik with it. Nobody picks him up, so Peter will advance further. 6:08 to go in the third quarter. A 5-3 Pittsburgh lead as Malvik gets a pass off the right boards from Mackenzie, blocked by Bain. Vossmeyer over there to hustle after it, gets it, wins it from Mackenzie along the right boards. Knocked back for Bobby Vossmeyer. In the box, give and go. Back for Bobby. Not quite. Just off the mark, but the right ideas. Long ball the other way. That goes over.
Worked with a good strike on goal.
Mackenzie and Marr, the defenders. Vossmeyer, Hagen, and Chow, the unit up front. Mackenzie lifting it. Off the left boards, Hagen. Banged it off the boards. Nobody after it. Nobody close enough. Now Bain will give it away to Marr. Off the boards, Kevin with his own pass. Cuts to the box. Great save, Tino Lettieri, as it's their own bench area. Marr with a great move to the inside after getting it off the boards.
Offensively, he's really come along.
Dave Mackenzie off the near boards. Picked up by Bobby Vossmeyer. Bobby leads the right side. Hagen, Lettieri way out of goal. Has to win it. Bangs it off the boards. Vossmeyer intercepts it for Hagen. Couldn't get the kick away. In all fairness to Hagen, Collins was right on him and he got hurt. Hagen got kicked.
He got chopped down from behind as he had tried to shoot.
Hagen still stays out there trying to run it off as Bruce Miller has it. Miller now passes it on the right side. Ray Hudson outside the penalty arc. Usian now out for Miller. Back for Usian. Marr denies him the ball. And now it's back for Minnesota. They send it into the left corner. Collins for Hudson. He's going to turn around. The shot. Fingertip save by Peter Malvik.
Good reaction. Peter Malvik
scored the only goal of this quarter. Pittsburgh leads 5-3. 4:50 to go in the third.
Got to close down the striker.
Ball played. Flicked out. Quick shot deflected off Minnesota's own player Usian. Sibbies is now on with Terlecki and George Tiger. Bruce Miller with a pass. Broken up by Sibbies. On the run with Stan Terlecki over the midfield line. Chased from behind by Collins. Stan gets free. The shot. Great save and a score off John McGrain. Terlecki will get the goal. The momentum of that shot was such that McGrain could do nothing but knock it in.
Exactly right. Stan Terlecki showing a great speed. Attacking on the near left side. Simply got in front of the Minnesota defender. And then simply went right towards goal. Shot the ball. Terry made the save, but the ball came up so quickly. And McGrain was recovering from his center position. The ball just came off very quickly.
That's it. You're at the game when you can really appreciate. Terlecki has a guy running up his back. Collins can fly. Ben Collins was running like a jet. I mean, he was right after him. Stan maintained control, and it was something that even got a shot away, much less than it was as dangerous as it was, but it was knocked in by McGrain. Sibbies will get the assist on Stan's 24th of the year. But Pittsburgh maintains a 3-goal lead as Minnesota. Back live at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. John Paul Della Camera with Bruno Schwartz. Hope you're enjoying this one tonight as Pittsburgh leads at 6-3 over Minnesota. On the right wing side, Stryker sending it in on goal. Malvik stops it. Lost it as the rebound came out, but O'Hara's there. Johnny double team. Minnesota putting a lot of pressure on the guy with the ball. Minnesota, Loda Vegas, broken up by a nice tackle from Sibbies. Back upfield now, Loda Vegas. Right wing for Mike Jeffries. Blocked by O'Hara. Off the boards. Right to George Tiger. Ahead on the near side for Terlecki. Stan on the run. Over the midfield line. Changes speeds. Puts on the burst. Deflected away from Stan all the way back to Lettieri. He's up and throwing it long. It's too long. for Goosens. Nice idea, but Goosens couldn't control on the far boards, and O'Hara gets it back the other way.
That was a quick outlet pass, very opportunistic there. But as you mentioned, Goosens having trouble controlling it, and Pittsburgh got back quickly.
Ball played all the way back, and Sibbies will take a shot. Off the boards, it's loose. Terlecki can't get it. Tiger, save by Lettieri, who came back. That was a great shot from Tiger. He put it right there, but Lettieri had gotten back up. Stan.
And very unselfish by Stan, allowing Tiger to shoot because he had the better angle.
I'll tell you what, Minnesota with a very careless pass the other way. Sibbies was in the offensive zone. The ball went to Ian. Back the other way, now comes Minnesota. That last goal has rattled Minnesota. Maybe more than any one goal tonight. Off the boards near side. Right back to Peter Mavic. It looked like Minnesota was coming back after they had scored that goal. That's why I think that Terlecki goal, even though it went in off of another player, still, no matter how they go in, they can be the backbreakers as Vosmeyer comes back the other way. Looking for Sibbies long, too long. Rongen will get it off the boards, lost it to Sibbies, but Ian couldn't control it, went off his right foot right to Lettieri.
And Minnesota having trouble controlling the ball as it comes off the boards. Of course, they're not noted for using the boards effectively.
And Alonso's shot now is blocked by Peter Mavic. Minnesota trying to get something going. Off the boards, Bain can't settle it. Now he does. Right wing boards, Miller. Off the boards for Alonso, broken up by Kevin Marr. Vosmeyer over to help out along the near wing side. Marr is there, so is Hagen. It's back out to Miller with a flick to Bain. Bain left-footed drive, blocked by Bobby Vosmeyer. Mavic punches it out with a left fist, and it's Pittsburgh getting the ball back. Hagen trying to lead Terlecki. Two players on him, he couldn't do it. Hagen will get it around the boards. Hagen and Terlecki break. Hagen in the box, couldn't get a shot away, and now Lettieri will get it. Tino Lettieri on the run. Guess what? He's over midfield, near the attack zone before he gives it up to Bain. On the left wing side, kicked back upfield by Hagen. Lettieri still running back to goal. Vosmeyer running over the midfield line. Bobby for Mackenzie on the run in the attack zone. Back for Vosmeyer. Back Mackenzie. A shot deflected. Great reaction at the last moment. Lettieri knocked it out. Swatted it out.
Game wide open now. It's going from end to end. Both teams playing very undisciplined, simply attacking at all costs.
John Bain. Coaches may not like it. I love it. Up and down.
Well, for the fans, it's exciting.
Sure.
These fans are involved.
Lettieri now in the neutral zone. He cannot afford a big mistake.
He's very brave coming out as far as he is, out to the center circle.
On the left wing side, Alonso deflected, knocked in on Peter Mavic. Peter's going to throw long. He sees Lettieri still backing up. Up for Mackenzie over the midfield line, so a good distribution by Peter Mavic. Mackenzie in the attack zone, right side. A quick shot taken by Tiger, stopped on the short side by Lettieri.
It's a good 3-on-2 opportunity for Pittsburgh as they caught Minnesota on the counterattack.
And a foul on Tiger. George Tiger being very assertive here on only his second shift. He's going for goal, which is good.
Well, he's well rested.
Thompson coming in, blocked by Kevin Marr. Ball going near the sideline. And that's it, the horn sounds. At the end of 3, Pittsburgh 6, Minnesota 3 on the Spirit Soccer Network.
Coach Don Kowalski and the entire Spirit team would like to thank you for being part of tonight's job. And you number 8,321. Give yourselves a big hand. But now it's time to play Score, brought to you by the Choice Game Silver Crackers Goals AMCG.
How much? 8,000.
Fourth quarter has begun, so has the wave in Pittsburgh. Peter Mavic with the ball. A 6-3 Spirit lead. Peter across the red line. We'll see if Minnesota takes some gambles here in the fourth quarter as they try to rally. Ball played to the near side for Hagen, broken up, and Goosens gets it. Here's Collins on the run over the midfield line. Puts his Jets on. Outside the box, feeds it off. Shot too high. Settled on by Bain, but now it's deflected out. Played out. Quick shot is blocked by Pittsburgh. It comes back out. It's deflected over to the far wing boards. Collins will get it. Pittsburgh has won. Their record is 5-0 when they have taken a lead into the fourth quarter, as they have right now. Etherington, a shot scooped up by Mavic. Also, how about this statistic? in Minnesota's last 6 wins, 6 out of 7, they have been come-from-behind victories.
They got a long way to come from behind today, though, if they're going to pull this one out. And, of course, it's a good omen for Pittsburgh, as you mentioned. When they lead going into the fourth quarter, they're 5-0.
It's not a lot of goals by any means for Minnesota to come from behind on. It's just that the way Pittsburgh is playing, it could be. Child.
That's exactly right.
Child on the near side will bring it towards the middle for Bobby Vossmeyer. Bobby fakes back for Child. Great idea, but it's broken up. Now Hagen follows through. From Marr to Vossmeyer, broken up, and Vossmeyer won it with a great tackle. That's the extra effort that Pittsburgh needs, and that's what makes the big plays.
And again, if you can win the ball in the attacking zone, you're already knocking on the door. More possession and another opportunity.
Kevin Marr broke it up. The other way comes Minnesota. Low to Vegas. Wanted to lead Barry Wallace, slowed down as Pittsburgh delays him, and now Vossmeyer takes it away.
He's playing very well tonight in reading defensively, breaking up the passes.
That hamstring, he told me before the game, felt a lot better tonight. Getting better, which is good. Healthy Bob Vossmeyer is really what Pittsburgh needs.
And he's one of the better midfielders in the MISL. Someone with his ability and his vision is what you need to create an offensive attack.
John McGrain running it back up the right wing side. Over on the left. Greg Thompson blocked by John O'Hara. Minnesota maintains possession, a 6-3 Spirit lead. 12:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Now Cap will just play it right back to Peter Mavlik. Up the right side for Terlecki. Stan blocked. Fought back to win the ball. Right back for Erhard Cap on the left wing side. Cap across the red line. Up for George Tiger. On for his third shift.
Minnesota starting to double team and triple team the players with the ball in order to force the turnover, realizing that they're down by 3. If they're going to have any say in this matter, they're going to have to do it quickly.
Jeffries coming back on the right wing side for Greg Thompson. Thompson in the attack zone along the red boards. Plays it back out. Jeffries now looking to get it back on the right side. Hits Thompson in the corner. Off the boards, quick shot wide of Peter Mavlik. Ball gets by everybody except for Terlecki. He'll get a good bounce of the ball, runs it upfield on the breakaway. Stan outside the box, drew Leterrier, and then he went down. That's a penalty shot, I believe. Or a shootout, maybe. Let's see how they call it, because Stan was open.
That's right, it was a one-on-one situation. Leterrier came off the line outside of the box and then simply tackled Terlecki, who had a clean shot on goal. It will definitely be 2 minutes against Leterrier, the goalkeeper, and it'll be interesting to see whether they will give him a shootout or not.
That's what Erhard Kapp, I would think, is talking to one official about, because he's got a clear break on goal. The goalkeeper is out.
Minnesota penalty.
I think Erhard was saying penalty shot. The official says it's outside the box, but there's a provision in the rule book for a shootout in that situation, and it should have been called right there.
Without a doubt, because he was going directly towards goal, had an open shot, and it was taken down by the keeper outside of the box.
Pittsburgh on a power play.
Goosens in the penalty box, 2 minutes for tripping on the goalkeeper.
Terlecki pushing it for Hagen, in for Child. The header was just off the mark. Deflected and kicked out of the zone. Hagen doesn't get a good ball back. Mavlik blocks it, but it's going toward goal. Jeffries lost his shoe and he couldn't get up, couldn't regain his feet. Here's Vossmeyer back the other way.
Looked like he was ice skating. He couldn't, they kept falling down.
Well, the ice is underneath, and I guess with no shoes, it's probably a little bit
Cold.
Yeah, cold, a little damp, a little slippery. Plus, he was really hustling to get up. He just couldn't get up there. Vossmeyer now for Hagen. For Terlecki. Jeffries still playing with one shoe. Vossmeyer in the right corner. Sibby's off the boards. Deflected back to Vossmeyer. Bobby out about 40 feet right wing boards to Hagen. Minute 14 in the power play. Left wing side for Stan Terlecki. Terlecki pushing it back for Hagen. Pulls it. Shoots it. Blocked. Vossmeyer will get it back outside for Hagen. Hagen left side. Cuts it for Terlecki. Stan with McGrain on him. Pushing it back out. Wants Vossmeyer. Good ball to the right side. Bobby flicks it for Sibby's. Knocked back the other way.
Pittsburgh very patient here offensively, looking for a good shot.
Vossmeyer to Terlecki on the left side on the push to Hagen. Back for Stan, right side, outside of the box. Cuts it toward his left. Now pushes it. Good one to Hagen. A shot at the boards wide.
And Ian Sibby's was there. Ian Sibby's was there, but the ball came off so quickly that he had no time to react.
Mavlik upfield now to Vossmeyer. 30 seconds left in the power play. Bobby Takes a quick peek at the clock, comes back into the attack zone. Right side, it's Terlecki holding it. Trying to pass it for Civies, it looked like. Broken up. Hagen, corner area for Civies. Ian holding it, pushing it outside the box for Terlecki. Stan pushing it in the corner for Child. The give and go. Just missed. Great attempt. Child to Terlecki, but it just missed.
The intent was there without a doubt, but the defense collapsed very quickly.
7 seconds left on the power play. Vosmeyer drive wide of Lettieri. Bobby has to chase it all the way back to the neutral zone. He settles it. He knows that Goossens is coming out, and he is now. Mavlik holding it inside his own red line, up for Stan over the midfield line. Terlecki cuts inside, and Lodovegas breaks in outside the penalty arc. His shot was blocked by to the far wing boards. Child hustling after it. Child knocking it back out for Hagen. Hagen off the boards for Child. Pushed back out for Civies. Ian, a drive, but it's right at Lettieri. Tino Lettieri rolling it right side. For Goossens. Time running down on Minnesota. 9:10 to go. Broken up. Now Terlecki will get it from Civies. Stan outside the box. Cuts to the middle. A great shot. Score! Stan Terlecki with a wicked right-footed drive. 7-3 Pittsburgh. That's the chilly goal.
Stan Terlecki has just scored his hat-trick of the evening. The third consecutive goal as he got the feed from Hagen at midfield and then simply took it one-on-one, drove the ball in the upper right-hand corner, and it's given the Pittsburgh fans a chance.
The far boards. Minnesota should have cleared it. He blocks it, pushes it back up for Stan, all in the same motion. Big game tonight for Stan Terlecki and for the Pittsburgh Spirit. They have done well. They lead 7-3. Ostalczyk on the steal, pushing it up for Stan with Leite. Leads it for Ostalczyk. Off the left wing boards. Greg has it kicked away, but Cap is there. Earhart back in the left corner. Ostalczyk off the boards. Lettieri reads it. Tino Lettieri on the throw upfield. Settle down to Alonso over the midfield line. Into the attack zone. Alonso still with it. A shot blocked by O'Hara. Sent back into the box. Now outside of it. Minnesota getting control back out to the left point for Etherington. A 7-3 Spirit lead. 8:24 left in the fourth quarter. Intercepted by Cap. Leads for Terlecki. Has two guys against him right now. Stan with some room. Wants to cut outside. Now inside. Stan with a shot. Score again! Stan Terlecki's fourth goal of the night. He has electrified this crowd. I believe it was Earhart Cap who sprung him as I try to think back.
Earhart Cap came across the red line, had the ball, and then just gave it a Stan Terlecki. Again, one-on-one situation, virtually impossible to stop. Sold the defender, and then simply put the ball into the weak side. No chance for the goalkeeper. Stan Terlecki scored his fourth consecutive goal of the evening.
Ball played into the left wing corner. Pittsburgh leads at 8-3. And the potential blowout that we alluded to earlier that Pittsburgh has needed, they have right now. But they want to still keep it going. They don't want to win at 8-5, 8-6. They want to win it at least by what they have now. Ray Hudson moving it into the right corner. Kevin Marr right on Goossens. Too tight, they say. That's the first foul of the quarter. And again, the trend continues. Call all those fouls in the first quarter and then lay off after that. Quick one off the restart and a Goossens goal.
Again,
right over the right shoulder of Marvin.
Again, on a set play, Minnesota very dangerous. Pittsburgh very lax and slow in setting up the wall. The ball was taken very quickly, and Goossens again just fired it. One touch in the upper right-hand corner. I don't think that there was any chance for Mavlik on that one because it had such velocity on it, and it was drilled in the furthest corner from Mavlik.
And I'll tell you what else, that means Goossens has the hat trick tonight. And as we come back, there's a pushing foul in Minnesota. Pittsburgh will have a free kick. Goossens gets the goal. His 19th of the season. Hudson gets the assist right off the set piece. Back comes Minnesota. On the run, Bruce Miller. Heading Goossens in the right. Pittsburgh leads 8-4, 7:20 to go. McGrain placed it in the box. Kevin Marr sends it out. Now it's cleared right back to Peter Malvin. He'll roll it on the left wing side for Kevin Marr across his own red line. Pittsburgh attacking left to right. with an 8-4 lead. Kevin brings it inside into the attack zone. In the corner for Chow with a quick flick, and Lettieri almost mishandled that. He'll throw it long on the right side. Barry Wallace, good push ahead. Alonso just shot it way wide. He's hurrying shots tonight, Alonso is. On the left wing side, Hagen slowing it down as Pittsburgh wants to change up here. So David Wisely will hold on to the ball with 6:45 left. We need some commercial shots here. The kind where players shoot them up into the crowd. It's been a fast-moving fourth quarter. 8-4 Pittsburgh leading it. Wallace has a tackle away by Ostalchik to Trelecky. Stan just gave it up to Rongen. Trying to flicked it too quick, I guess. Off the boards for Jeffries. Knocked ahead by Mackenzie. Trelecky will get a great backheel pass to Ostalchik. Back for Stan. Outside the penalty arc. Tackle away from behind by Collins. And Lettieri will get it. What a great ball.
Yeah, Pittsburgh showing a lot of imagination now and a lot of magic as things seem to flow very smoothly now. They're finding each other and the combinations are starting to work.
Yeah, a little bit of the flair is coming back, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Earhart Cap on the right side. For Trelecky. Give and go. Broken up by Rongen. I tell you, when you're winning, it brings up that kind of flair. When you're losing, you try not to be too fancy. It looks worse when you're way down, when you try some crazy passes.
Well, when you're losing, what happens is you're afraid to take any kind of risk at all. But when you're winning, you play with that flamboyancy, and of course with the skill that these Spirit players have, they can really put on a show.
Pittsburgh leads at 8-4. John Bain with it. Up the near wing side in the attack zone. Ball played in, but Cap will head it down. We've got a foul on Earhart Cap. Free kick coming up for Minnesota.
Jumping and Cap getting over top of Barry Wallace.
A Wallace shot settled down by Peter Mavlik. Peter telling his players to go upfield as he just kicks it easily to Earhart Cap. An 8-4 Spirit lead. 5:19 to go. Fourth quarter. Cap over the midfield line. Plays it all the way back to John O'Hara. Right side pass for Trelecky. A man right on him is Greg Thompson. Stan chipping it ahead for Leite. Marcio along the left wing boards in traffic. Bangs it off the boards. Cap will go after it. Right back to John O'Hara.
Pittsburgh just about freezing the ball, playing cat and mouse with Minnesota, realizing Minnesota must come out of their defensive shell in order to win the ball.
Peter Marvin settling it down. Brings it up near his red line. Now he'll cross it. With an 8-4 Spirit lead, Peter sends it off the left wing boards. Trelecky and Thompson go for it. It's played right back to Tino Lettieri. He'll roll it right up the middle. Baltimore and St. Louis on a USR out-of-town scoreboard. 1-1 at the end of 3. What a game that must be. Defensive struggle. O'Hara heading it off the left boards for Ostalchik. Greg is fouled. We're going to take it to a break. 8-4 Pittsburgh on the Spirit Soccer Network.
Handball, Spirit. Direct kick, Minnesota.
Back in the live action, Peter Mavlik with the ball on his own end. Passing it for Bob Bosmeyer, back for John O'Hara, then back to Peter Mavlik. Peter on the left side for Mackenzie. Minnesota really putting some high-pressure tactics on Pittsburgh. They want to win this ball. 8-4 Pittsburgh leading it. It's deflected far side. Mackenzie heading it upfield for Hagen. Almost out of play, but it went off the glass. Stays in play. Neutral zone, McGrain up over the midfield line. Lodovegas still carrying it. Right side pass. He'll get it right back. Lodovegas pushing it into the box. Chow back to recover. Paul Chow wins it off the boards. Ahead for Hagen. On the run with Bosmeyer, 2-on-1 as Pittsburgh hustles upfield. Pass for Bobby outside the box. Lettieri out. He lifts it just a bit high. Bobby will get it back. Score! Bobby Bosmeyer with a nice right-footed drive. It's 9-4 Pittsburgh.
A great 2-on-1 situation for Pittsburgh. Dave Hagen and Bobby Bosmeyer on a relic. Hagen simply chipped the ball gently over the head of Lettieri, the goalkeeper, but was unable to get the ball in, and as the ball came back, almost like in frustration, just drilled the ball hard and low and drove it into the back of the net.
Vossmeyer's fourth of the year from Hagen at 11 minutes and 50 seconds of the fourth quarter. Ball played back into the near corner Spirit zone. Bobby Vossmeyer with it. Vossmeyer made no mistake on that second try. Just put her home. Here's Marr on the run over midfield. The game wide open. In the box for Hagen. Great save by Lettieri, and he stayed right with the rebound. Tino is coming out. Up the left wing side for Alonso. Into the attack zone. Ricardo Alonso, a big drive blocked by Pittsburgh. Vossmeyer getting credit for the block there. Pushed in toward Thompson. For Alonso in the corner, trying to get free. Tackled away. Pittsburgh will get it back. Child at his own red line. Puts on the brakes. Now starts back upfield. Child leads it. Wanted Hagen into open space, but the ball too far ahead, and Lettieri will get it. Back upfield. Greg Thompson. 9-4. Spirito leading it. Alonso with a pass blocked by Mackenzie. We've got a handball called on the Pittsburgh Spirit. Again, we take it to a break. 9-4 Pittsburgh and the Spirit Soccer Network. As we come back live, we missed a Minnesota goal. Alonso from Bain at 12:48, his fifth of the year. And once again, right off the set piece.
Pittsburgh very lax in that defensively. Bain simply passed the ball over to Alonso, and he just drilled it past the keeper, and the score is 9-5.
Yeah, if you're looking for any kind of a weakness tonight in Pittsburgh, that would be it. That's about the only one I think you could find. Pittsburgh leading at 9-5, less than 2 minutes to go. Long ball into the left corner. Alonso bangs it off the glass. Smith gave it right back to Maulduk, but we've got a foul called on Pittsburgh, and that's, well, there's already 5 on the board. That's 6. So Minnesota will have a power play. That'll give us a chance to take our final commercial break of this, the fourth and final quarter. Pittsburgh leads Minnesota 9-5. Back for the finish on the Spirit Soccer Network. Big shot too high from Loda Vegas. Alonso wants to settle it, broken up. Kevin Marr will just chip it the other way. The sixth attacker out there for Minnesota. The ball went the other way, but that's 3 lines. 3 lines. Everybody's excited.
The ball was rolling into the open net as Minnesota has pulled their keeper, but the ball came from the defensive zone, went all the way to the offensive zone in the air without touching a player. That's an indirect kick, 3-line violation, no goal.
And it's Greg Thompson, who has come on as the sixth attacker. Rongen. Now we'll run it to the left side to Alonso. In the box, kicked out by Erhard Kapp. 9-5, Pittsburgh leading it. They'll be shorthanded for the rest of the game, unless, of course, Minnesota scores. Long shot wide by Alonso, off the glass. Out to the right point, Greg Thompson holding it. Thompson, a Minnesota native. To Alonso, again he shoots way wide.
He's spraying his shots.
He really is. Marr coming back against Thompson, broken up. Up for Alonso, and it's chipped off the glass and out of play.
He's having a rough night.
Alonso's a strong offensive player, but I will say this, his shot selection tonight leaves a lot to be questioned.
Yeah, he has more time to settle the ball down, maybe take a dribble and then drive the ball. He's electing to shoot one touch, and a lot of times to do that off a bad pass or a bouncing ball, it's very difficult to do that. He can seem to get underneath it, and the ball is just going every which way.
Pittsburgh will have a kick coming. Now they're going over to the official scorers table. Now we'll see what they're going to do.
Well, the ball went into the stands off the shot of Alonso, so it'll be Pittsburgh's ball on the kick-in.
I thought maybe somebody had the ball. No, I see the netting appears to be up on the right side corner of the post area. Maybe they've just got to fix that, get it down. There's some problem by the netting, apparently anyway. That's the way it looks. It's 9-5 Pittsburgh if you just joined us. A reminder that tomorrow night the Penguins are back here. They'll play the Quebec Nordiques, and as we mentioned before about Pittsburgh's schedule, next Sunday is their next game at home against Cleveland. Tickets for the Spirit, the Penguins, and all Civic Arena events are available at all choice seat locations, including the Civic Arena, which is Gate 1, Kaufman's, Gimbel's, and the Record Outlet stores. So we'll have to wait for this delay before we can get it restarted. Apparently it's a problem, Bruno, behind the goal to our left side, whatever it is. Looked like from this angle, but I may be wrong, that the netting might be up a little bit on one side, but it might be something more than that.
Well, I think it may have to do with the netting as well as the plexiglass, which comes down right on top of the crossbar. And it looks like Chris Wright is down there going to check the goal.
Yeah, let's see what they're doing. Well, now some of the Civic Arena maintenance people are coming out. Looks like the pipe above the plexiglass, maybe that's what's loose. Maybe the glass. Yeah, they're gonna come out and take care of it. I've never seen that problem here, so we got a chance to get a quick look at it and see what the problem is. It may be the pipe that's holding that plexiglass together is causing a problem.
Well, the fans don't seem to mind. They're totally involved in the wave here, enjoying this rout by the Pittsburgh Spirit, leading 9-5 with a minute and 14 seconds left.
And I think for the first time in a long time, the players will not mind reading tomorrow morning's and afternoon papers or watching the highlights tonight on television. You know, when you lose and you hear different excuses, different people being blamed, and all kinds of things going on, you begin to doubt yourself too, and you're not very happy with your own performance. And I think no matter what happens, the bottom line is the players didn't look happy when they weren't playing well, and they know when they're not playing well. I don't think that a coach has to tell them, sure, that's his job, but I think Pittsburgh has built itself on character, and in the 3 years that I've been connected with the team, a lot of that character has been shown, and players don't like to lose in these black and gold uniforms. So I think for once they can be very happy, especially after a home game where last year they were almost invincible, and this year they've had some problems of late, even in this building.
It looks like they found themselves again, and of course with a big win here, that'll make the training sessions next week as they prepare for that rigid road against Chicago and Minnesota, again, a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, the only bad spot, maybe it would be nice if they were playing tomorrow, as Kevin Marr has the ball, instead of sitting out 5 or 6 days before playing against a top team like Chicago. Mackenzie now is broken up. Back upfield the other way. Less than a minute to go. John O'Hara blocks it in his own zone. Try to feed Marr, broken up. Played it in the near corner. Alonso shot it just high of Peter Mavlik. Deflected all the way out now, middle point area. Greg Thompson, who's the 6th attacker, in for Alonso in the left corner. Mackenzie battling him. Pushed out a Thompson drive. Hit off Mavlik's fingertips, I thought, and then the crossbar. Another shot from way out, capped with a block there. Earhart with a lot of blocks this year. 24, I believe, coming into the game. Ball played into the box. Great left-footed save by Mavlik on a back heel from Jeffries. Or make it Wallace, and on the second effort, Wallace shoots it into the crowd. That's a great reaction save by Mavlik.
It certainly was. Looked very sharp. Peter looked a lot stronger going towards the tail end of the game here, showing good reaction. But it was a great pass or a great shot by Wallace, just healing it. And then as he got the return ball, in total frustration, as he was robbed of a goal, simply shot it in the stands.
Back comes Goossens on the attack. He's got 3 goals. Shot into the box, Cap blocking that. Kevin Marr getting it, 17 seconds left to play, and Pittsburgh will have their biggest win in a long time, and their first win also in a long time. A 4-game losing streak will end tonight. Loda Vegas on the left. Takes a shot through a screen, hit the goalpost. Right side, Goossens a drive. Blocked again by O'Hara. A lot of block shots tonight. Loda Vegas again, that's it. As Marr strips him of the ball, the horn sounds. That means that our Hyatt Pittsburgh post-game show is coming up next as Pittsburgh defeats the Minnesota Strikers